So I am on year 2 of turning internal work into real life out loud. And so on this 2 year journey of self discovery, and doing some just soul searching and really getting clear on who I'm becoming and the life that I want to live, I made the decision to change what I was watching on social media. I wasn't watching anything bad, but I felt like I wasn't watching anything that aligned with who I was becoming and the life that I want to live, right? So I would watch things that represented the old version of myself, if that made sense. And like I said, it wasn't anything bad. It was just probably beliefs that I had, or it was reminders of certain, you know, things in my life that I was trying to overcome. And it actually kept me in the state of trying to understand things that I already understood about myself and my life, right? So it was time to turn that around. It was time to start watching content that was either educating me or it was changing my belief of what was possible for me. And so what I did was I started watching women who were just living a life that felt one peaceful, that was on their own terms, that just felt free. That was the main thing that I liked. That was the first type of content that I started getting into. And so when I started watching that content, it just built on other content. So from there, I started finding interest in books. So I started getting into Black romance books. I read my first book by Kennedy Ryan. It was called Real, and that book was so good. So now I'm all into Kennedy Ryan books. And to me, it was just, I don't know, it was something about reading Black romance that just was so, I don't know, I can't explain it, but I just loved it. So obviously, I'm on this journey of discovering more about myself. So I started getting into identity books, and I honestly discovered that I like psychology books too, because I like to understand the brain. I like to understand why I think the way that I think, why other people think the way they think. So I started going down that rabbit hole. And also, the next thing that was important to me was finances. So I started following people who were teaching all about savings and investments. I even bought books around that. I purchased resources from financial coaches, and I'm about to make a decision to work with a coach as well, a financial coach. So I say all of that to say that making that decision to change what I was watching on social media opened up a whole new world for me. Watching women live a life that I didn't even know was possible, living a life of peace, joy, freedom. You know, obviously, I know those things are available to me, but just seeing how they were living really just opened up my eyes to what I desire for myself. It also led me to join communities, right? So the first community that I joined is all about, you know, identity work and really digging into who I've been and who I'm becoming and how that's showing up in my personal and professional life. And the second community is a group of women who are having honest conversations around money, careers and business, and what wealth actually means for them. I am new in that community, but it has been hands down very informative for me. So glad I joined that. And the last community that I'm in is all about building towards that first step for you to design the life that you want, right? And in the process, she's teaching all about how to show up and be visible online. And that's basically what I'm doing now. So I'll go a little bit deeper into those communities and all of the details that I shared about the books in another video. But I just wanted to showcase how changing what I was watching and aligning it to the person that I'm becoming has created forward movement in how I'm showing up every day. And I would love to encourage everyone who feels stuck, maybe think about changing what you're watching. Think about who you're becoming and start watching women who are already there. It's a lot of power in what we watch and what we consume. So that alone just made a world of difference in who I am today and how I'm showing up every day. So if I could leave anybody with anything, I would say if you're feeling stuck, maybe take a look at what you're consuming, because I know it's hard to just completely shut out social media, and I couldn't do it, and I didn't even recommend that for myself. I wanted what I was consuming to either be educational, show me what was possible, and guide me. And that's what I did. And I am forever grateful that I made that change a few years ago. So in the future video, I will explain a little bit more about some of the details that I shared, but this video was really about the power of changing up what you watch, what you consume, and how that can take shape into moving you closer to, the version that you're trying to become, or a goal or accomplishment, or life that you just want to live, that you have a desire to live. I know this video was super short, but I just wanted to be intentional about how just making a small change can make a big difference, because I'm actually living it right now. So yeah, so until next time, if you have any questions, comments, or your own story, I'd love to hear it. So until next time, bye.